Hi, and welcome to your core sculpt workout. For today's workout, all you're going to need is some light weights. You can either use light hand weights, or if you just have ankle weights, you can donut them up and hold them in your hands. I would say anywhere from 1 to like 4 pounds here, as well as your mat. And we will go ahead and get started here. So you can move your weights off to the side. We'll take a little quadruped position and just find some cat cows here to warm up through the spine and core. So you'll take a big inhale, let your gaze go up. On your exhale, press your mat away, round through the spine, and find that core connection here. And then inhale, repeat like that, opening up through the front of the body. Exhale, feeling the ribs pull up and in, pelvis kind of tucks under, and you create space between your shoulder blades. We'll take about 3 more here. And if my eyes, this is funny. So my eyes might look a little puffy and red because I was watching the show ER, which if you haven't watched it, it's a really great show. It's very like 90s, early 2000s nostalgic, but you know how all those really good shows, last one, end up killing, like not killing, I shouldn't say killing. And this is kind of a spoiler. I won't say who, but it's just like all the main characters end up like dying. And I said that I would watch one episode and then film this workout. And I didn't realize I'd be like bawling my eyes out during that episode, but I was like, the show must go on. So regardless, we're still going to film this, and I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go ahead. We'll come back actually into a quadruped position here. We'll take some bird dogs. So we're going to see these in your workout today. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So left leg's going to reach long. Right arm is going to reach long. You're going to exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So the arm and leg are only going to come the height of your shoulder and of your hip. So we don't want to come so high that you have to arch your back or flare your ribs. You really want to focus on finding that stability through the midline and keeping your hips squared off towards the ground. 2 more this side. Coming down, both those hands and knee will come down. Left arm reaches forward, right leg reaches back. Square the hips off on an exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. I feel like the same thing happened with Grey's Anatomy. Like if you watch Grey's, I actually think ER is better than Grey's Anatomy, but it's just like you get to like season 8, 9, whatever, and they just start getting rid of people. It was so sad. Okay, last 2 here. Last one. Good. From there, let's go ahead and send it up into a little bit of a downward dog. You can pedal out through the legs, opening up here, sending your upper body forward. You're going to take this and we will ripple out into a plank. Last little bit to warm up our core. So you'll find an inhale, big downward dog stretch. Exhale, start to tuck and roll yourself out 1 vertebra at a time. Shoulders, head, and neck will come up last, holding here. Inhale, send it back. Hips go up. Chest sinks between the biceps, pedal out. Exhale, ground through your palms, tuck your pelvis under. Think lower belly is scooping up, rib cage is pulling up, and then shoulders, head, and neck will roll out. Last one. Big inhale and exhale. Good. Knees come down. Find a bit of a child's pose. Get off your wrists for a second here. We are going to come back into that quadruped position. So I just want you to give your wrists a little bit of a break before we get into it. So roll them out once or twice. And then we are going to find hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Now tuck your toes under. We're taking this into knee hovers, which is like one of my favorite, one of the best core exercises I think that you can do. So knees are under hips, hands under shoulders. On an exhale, you're just going to start by acting like you're pressing your mat away and lifting up through your core. So your belly button's going to come up, your ribs hug in, almost like you're doing a tiny cow. And then inhale, let that go. 1 more like that, just to get the feel of that motion, because that's your first step here. So you lift up through the core, you're pressing your mat away. Now on your next exhale, we're going to find the knee hover. So you inhale, exhale, find the lift up. Now start to lift your knees 1 inch off your mat, and then inhale, tap down, reset. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So we work on that pressing away of the mat and lifting up through the core first, because a lot of times if I just send somebody straight into this, they're going to think about pressing with their feet. So if you press with your feet, you're going to feel this a lot in your quads, which isn't, inherently bad, but we want to feel it in your core. We want to think you're lifting up so much so from your core, you're pressing your mat away, that your knees and hips lift, not your hips, your knees lift up off of the mat. Your hips are kind of like lifting up with your core. So we're lifting, 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 the hips come up, knees hover, and drop. For some of you, that's going to make no sense. As long as you feel this in your abs, you're doing the right thing here. Let's go for 3 more like this. If it hurts your wrists at any point too, so if you are someone that has wrist issues, you can take this from your forearms. It's just going to be a tinier lift, and you're going to think press away with your forearms and tap down. So still thinking of that same press and lift and lower. I'll come back up here for last one. Wherever you are, forearms or hands, you're going to hold this here. Step your left leg back. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, left leg in, right leg in. Now we'll go right leg. Inhale, right leg back. Left leg back. Exhale, right leg in, left leg in. So we're walking in place here, and you are still trying to move with your breath. So you inhale as the legs extend out. Find your exhale on the way back in. Trying to keep your hips and torso as still as you can. Out, out, exhale. In. We'll go for last 2 each side. All right, left side. Last one each way. Right leg goes back, or if you're on the other side, that's fine. Shoulders are burning. Last one. Out, out, in. Good. Whew. Bring it all the way down. You can roll out your shoulders here, roll out your wrists. We're going to be done being in that position. Let's go ahead and find one of your weights and come down onto your left side. So we'll be on your left forearm here. You're going to plug the shoulder down, lift up through the left side of the ribs, and then grab your weight in your right hand. Your legs are bent. We're going to take it into a little side plank clamshell. So your heels are going to stay together, but you're going to be opening up through that top leg. So when you're ready, weight comes overhead. On an exhale, we lift into your side plank. Thread your right arm under. Find a little thread the needle, reach back. Bring it back up. Hold here. Top right leg is going to lift into your clamshell. Close. Now the hips lower, you reset and lift up. Thread the needle under. Reach. Clamshell open. Close. Hips tap down. So this is a really dynamic movement. And while it's lots of obliques and working through your core, we're also kind of working that stability through your shoulder, your left shoulder. We have to constantly think of plugging in and down, using your lat, the muscle right underneath your armpit there. And then obviously a little bit of outer glutes and outer thighs with our clamshell. We'll go for 3 more. And that's why when you want to work your core is so, oops, I forgot my thread. Your core is so dynamic. In like everyday movements, you don't just do like sit-ups and crunches and things like that. In order to have a strong core, you want to be able to use it in all planes of motions and all different types of movements. Okay, last time, hips lower. Exhale, lift up. Last thing here, right leg is going to come up. Inhale, arm and leg reach long. Exhale, knee to elbow. If this feels like a lot, keeping your hips lifted, drop the hip down. Just find your oblique crunch there. But if you have it in you, this is the last thing on this side. Lift the hip up and reach. Let's go for 4. Inhale long. Exhale, pull it in for 2. And last one. Whew. Come down onto your butt. Grab your other weight here for a second. We're going to reset with some roll ups and roll downs before we hit the other side. So both legs are going to reach long. You have weights in both hands. The weights are going to reach long as well. Sitting up really nice and tall through the crown of the head. On your next exhale, find a little tuck of the pelvis. Your gaze will go down. Think of the middle of your back pulling you back. You're going to roll yourself down as slow as you can, 1 vertebra at a time. Constantly checking in with those abdominals. Once your shoulder blades hit, arms will reach back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, flatten your lower back, tuck your pelvis, start to lift up through the chest. Coming all the way up, sitting up nice and tall. We'll go 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, tuck. Arms are reaching forward. Belly button is pulling back. You're trying to get your tailbone to hit first. And then each vertebra, one at a time. Inhale. Exhale, flatten the lower back. Once your arms hit your shoulders, you can start to lift through your chest. Sit up nice and tall. Last one here. We're just going to stay down there. Rolling down. One vertebra at a time. Reach, reach, reach. And inhale. Nice work. All right, that was a nice little reset. We're going to keep one weight with us and come over onto your right side this time. So working through that clamshell and thread the needle. Knees are bent, ankles are going to stay together. Weight is going to be in your left hand now, reaching up to the ceiling. Pressing away out of our right shoulder, lifting up through the right side of the body. On your exhale, lift hips up. Thread the needle under. Come all the way back up. Hold here. Clamshell the legs. Bring it back down. And now lower the hips. So like I was saying, kind of on the other side, that you just want your core workouts to be dynamic because there's so many muscles that actually make up your core. It's not just those superficial rectus abdominis, like your six-pack muscles. So working them in all planes of motions, all directions, all different types of movements is going to give you a functional core that's actually going to help you live pain-free and usually also gives you the look you want without, having to do a million crunches. Last 3 here. Lower and lift. Open, close for 2. Really see how far you can reach the fingertips back. Feel your obliques wrapping around the rib cage. And last one, we're going to hold it up after we find this last one. Lift, clamshell, close. So if you're going to stay here, you might have to readjust. Left leg is going to go long. Left arm goes long overhead. On an exhale, knee to elbow. Bring it in. Inhale, reach it back long. Again, if this feels like a lot on your shoulder or on your hip, you can always drop that right hip down and take your oblique crunch right from here. Lifting back up, we have last 3 like this. Keep lifting up out of that right side, right shoulder. 2. Last one. Good, bring the hips down. We'll come up off of that shoulder for a second there. You can go ahead and just roll it out. We're going to grab both of your weights and come back into that quadruped position to find our bird dog, which we did in our warm-up. So that is going to be opposite arm, opposite leg. Weights can kind of go off to the side. We'll bring the weight, let's go into left hand first. Knees are under hips. We're in that same nice strong position. Right leg is going to reach back. Left arm is going to reach forward. Now we have our weight. So on an exhale, arm and leg lift the height of the hips, height of the shoulders. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Try not to lock out your right arm here. If you're someone who does that, I do that a lot. If you lock out this elbow, it's going to kind of take the work out of your muscles and put it into your joints. So keep a little soft bend in that elbow. Inhale, lower. 3 more like this. Notice, put the weight down for a second, how I'm pulling up as I lift the arm and leg. My core hugs up and in as well. And then as I inhale, I let that go. For 2, that's a huge part of having a really functional core, is just letting your breathing help you here, finding that full inhale and then exhale, just managing the pressure really well there. Last time, we're going to lift up, hold it here. Open the arm and leg, the distance of your mat, little open. Exhale, close them back in. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale, close. Full body working here. Last 3. Open. Exhale, close. Last 2. And 1. Put the weight down, sit back onto the knees. You can give those shoulders another roll out. Good. And then we're just going to switch out your side. So weight will come into the right hand. So talking about all that breathing and pressure management, if that's the first you're hearing of this, I do have a video on diaphragmatic breathing. We'll start it up here. Right hand is long, left leg is long. Exhale, lift. We talk about it a lot in the postpartum space because you're kind of rebuilding your core. However, anybody, most people are like unaware that they aren't taking a full inhale, that they aren't taking a full exhale, that they aren't managing pressure very well through their core. And it kind of can be contributing to not getting the results you want. So it's very informative. It's not just something that women postpartum deal with. I have not had a kid yet, and I was dealing with stuff like that. That's what kind of got me into this space. So if you're curious, you can go down that rabbit hole as well. Last 2, then we're going to hold it up. Exhale, lift. Last one here. Holding, open up just the width of the mat, so not super far, and then exhale, close it in. Because you only want to open it up as much as you can control it through your core, through your back, through your glutes. Open, close for 2. I'm shaking. Last one. Whew. All right, bring it all the way in. You can sit back onto the knees. Again, roll out the shoulders, roll out the wrists. Really nice. We're coming towards the end here. Let's go ahead and bring our weights to the other side. You can grab a sip of water if you would like. We're going to take it into our last little bit of side body work, oblique work, and then a little bit of work laying on your back. So both legs are going to go out long. We're going to come back onto that left side. We're on your forearm, but we're not going to be here very long. Right hand is going to reach up to the ceiling. On an exhale, reach your right hand towards your toes and try to find a lift through your legs. You'll feel your obliques kick on. Inhale, lower, and bring right arm overhead. Exhale, lift the legs, reach for the toes. So lots of obliques there. You should feel almost like a pinching sensation. And this is one of the only times you'll notice as I lift and reach, you're allowed to kind of sink that left side down towards the ground to get more lift into the right. And then you lift back up as the right arm reaches overhead. So it's one of the few times you can kind of collapse down and reach. Good, we'll go for last 3. Thinking of pulling up through your full core as well. So as you reach the right arm, your lower, middle, upper abs, obliques all turn on together. And lift for 2. Last one. Good, keep that weight in your right hand. We'll come onto your back for a break before we hit the other side. Finding a little bit of a dead bug. So this also very functional. Coming up, working on that pressure management. Both hands will reach up to the ceiling. The right hand with the weight is going to inhale as your left leg comes out. We inhale, reach them long. Exhale, pull back through center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it back in. So your back is going to stay in that neutral position where you have a little bit of a gap between your lower back and the mat. That's just how your spine naturally falls on the mat. You don't want to think of flattening your lower back down into the mat. And we don't want to do that just because you don't move around like that in your day-to-day life. You move around how your spine naturally falls. So you want to strengthen your core in that way as well. So only let the arm and leg go out as much as you can control it and not feel like your lower back is arching too much. You just want to keep that nice neutral position. Here, let's go for last 2. Last one. Good, hugging both knees in. You can kind of rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. We'll flip it over, go the other side for both exercises, and then we're done. So we're up on that right forearm. Both legs are pointing out straight. Left arm is going to come up. On an inhale, you'll reach back. On an exhale, you'll kind of let your upper body sink down, lift the legs up, reach towards the toes, pull in with your core, and inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale, reach. So lots of oblique work again here, but you are thinking about the front of your abdominals. Whoa, pulling in as well. Lost my balance. We'll go for 3 here. Finding that full inhale, all the air out of your lungs. 2. Last one. Nice. Go ahead, come onto our back. We'll take that dead bug the other side, and then we'll take a little stretch, and you'll be done. So both, scoot down a little bit. Both arms will reach up to the ceiling here. We have that nice neutral spine, the way your back naturally lays on the mat. Inhale, left arm, right leg, go long. Exhale, pull them back in. Thinking of closing the rib cage, pulling belly button back to spine, finding your core to wrap in like a corset around your mid body. Inhale, reach. Exhale. 4 more to go. For 3. 2. Last one. Good. Lower the weight down. We'll take a little cactus stretch here. Hands can come to your hips or they can come up to the mat. Both knees will fall over to the left. Let your gaze go over to the right and just let your core really open up and relax here. Big inhale, exhale. Coming back through center, other side, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Inhale, exhale. Back through center. Go ahead, let your left leg go long, right leg will come up to the ceiling. Find a little bend, straighten a couple times through that right leg. And then you can just straighten it out, pulling it in towards the chest a little bit. We'll bend the left leg in, take a little figure 4, pressing into the knee, opening up through the glutes, hips, lower back. And then we'll switch out. So right leg will go long, left leg bends and straightens a few times. Finding that nice little hamstring stretch. Straightening it, kind of giving it a little hug. Right knee will bend in, left ankle over right thigh, pressing down. And then go ahead, hug both knees into your chest. Coming up to a seated position. If there are any other stretches you would like to take, feel free, but that was your core sculpt workout. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another workout soon.